You may have figured it out by now, but we usually don't have too much of a plan when we travel. This morning we woke up and Callie had a text from a friend saying, hey, you guys should go to San Cristobal de las Casas, and then from there tomorrow get to the border because it's less than 4 hours. So that's what we're gonna do. We were gonna stay south and go along the coast just because that's kind of what we've been doing. But this sounds like an awesome town. It's one of these magic towns. Fill you in more later. I don't really know that much about them, but that's where we're headed today. And then tomorrow the plan will be to cross the border, hopefully mid-morning. But I think today maybe a little bit higher elevation, hopefully a little bit cooler. But until then, we're just enjoying the sunrise. It's crazy how many beaches we've seen like this one, where there's a house kind of closer to us down there off the beach, and then a couple other structures, but that's about it. Yeah. There is no one out there, and we've seen so many like this. Mexico is absolutely stunning. So Callie and I, we're in the city, and there's a ton of traffic back there, and we had to do some weird maneuver where we needed to turn and make a U-turn here, but there's no stoplight, and Callie couldn't get up to me. One lane was completely backed up, and I just butted into some cars here. I gotcha. I'm sitting on the side of the road waiting for you. Are you? We could really use the buddy system right now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Oh, all right. Can I go? So Callie is over there wearing the white helmet, trying to find our hotel that we booked in this magic town, which right now doesn't seem so magical. It just kind of seems like a lot of people and tons of traffic, but we can't find the hotel. It's somewhere on the block that she's walking around, but I think we're on the back side of the block and we're not supposed to be. This is where the map took us. I just think the map is maybe not correct. It's not gonna be fun trying to get out of here, but we'll get this all figured out. We're not big fans of cities, but people have been telling us about these magic towns, so we needed to try one, and it was a convenient stop for the border crossing tomorrow. We'll see if we continue with these or not.
It's perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, I told him I didn't know if it was cheaper to go with him or online, but I was like, we just need to move our motos and then we'll come back.
Awesome.
There's a private parking lot.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
It's awesome. It's really nice. Can't believe you can get such a nice hotel.
this is gonna work out. We're gonna get parked in.
A little winded.
This will be perfect. So this is about 4 minutes later. We still have wet laundry from last night.
It smells so bad.
It definitely does not smell better than prior to washing it. And this is what the rest of the room has turned into. Just clothes strewn everywhere. Things are drying. It does not smell good. Those may be a culprit right there. Those aren't mine, by the way.
Ew, stop, don't show those.
Mine are on the telephone over here on the nightstand. Be warned when you stay in a hotel next. However, it's not the sex dungeon, so I guarantee you it's cleaner than that place. We need to look for ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. We're not actually having tacos tonight.
Oh. So good.
We made it back to our hotel room. However, on the way, we did stop to grab some dessert.
City life.
We definitely, this is not good. We're spending a little bit more than what our budget has allowed. However, you can't pass up dessert.
Fancy dessert.
And the pizza was amazing.
So good.
However, cities are not really our style. It's really neat here. It's cool. But
I just don't love cities.
yeah, it's a
and
lot of people coming up to you trying to sell stuff. And that's fine. That's what they do. And that's what this place is. And that's cool. It's really neat architecture. I think there's a really cool story behind it. And the streets they're stone. I mean, it's just cool. But we saw enough. We can't wait to get back into the countryside. So tomorrow, another day, another mile. Hopefully we get to the border. We can get across.
Yeah.
For sure. It's a beautiful morning. It's 6 a.m., about 49 degrees. We're going to head out of here, catch the 190D down to, where are we going?
La Mesilla.
La Mesilla, which is our border crossing for Guatemala. Gracias, hasta luego. We're having a couple issues with the GoPro batteries. They have swelled on us and they're only lasting for 10 or 15 minutes without recording, and then they just go dead. So we found ourselves at Walmart, but there are a ton of dogs around here just wandering around. I've been feeding this girl here. Unfortunately, it's just tortillas, but she seems to be enjoying them. I feel so bad. I wish I had something else for her. I've given her 3 tortillas at this point. She seems happy. I think she'd be happier if I kept feeding her. Oh, I feel so bad for all these dogs around here. I don't know if it's an accepted thing to be feeding them. They probably don't like it because then maybe they keep coming around, but I'm gonna keep feeding them when I see them. Well, Callie has informed me that that was a major fail. How was your experience?
Well, the bathrooms were closed and I've kind of been feeling like I need to use the bathroom. And then I got some really great snacks, but then they didn't have the 2 things I went in there for, and then the line was super long, so I left the snacks there.
We were looking for more diaper rash cream, as well as, like I said, the GoPro batteries. She came out empty-handed. But, like I said, you can't beat this scene. Well worth it. We're about 11 miles from the border at this point. It's 10:30. We stopped, grabbed some fuel before crossing over, using the bathroom, shedding layers because we haven't done that since we left, and it's now almost 80 degrees. The border, we're not sure how long it'll take. We had some friends cross a couple years ago and it took them 2 hours, but it's all over the board, anywhere from a couple hours to half a day. But that's also dependent on the border crossing. Some of them take a lot longer, but I think that you give them a lot of paperwork. They make you take a lot of copies, and so I think you're walking back and forth, and then you're going to the bank and getting stamps, and I think it's a lot of that. But hopefully it's not super busy. If it is, we're just gonna cut up to the front. That's what everyone tells us to do on a motorcycle, so we're gonna go with that. But hopefully get up to the front and be able to get across by mid-afternoon would be great. Callie has been doing some research and found some really cool places to stay in Guatemala, so hopefully that'll all work out for us. All right, so Callie was just looking on Google about getting across the border, because this is how we do it. We're 10 miles from the border and we're looking about how to get across. Supposedly Google says it's only open till noon and it's 10:30, so I don't know if they'll shut you down if you're there for an hour and a half trying to get across and you're not across yet. We don't know how it works, but it's closed tomorrow as well. This is stuff that we never even looked at. So we're just gonna grab a couple things from this store, take it with us, and get there as fast as we can, and hope that we can get across still. We're getting close to Guatemala and we are running way behind, but we could not stop for a photo opportunity here. This is insane. These mountains just come straight up. It is so pretty. All right, this is our border crossing. It's not nearly as busy as I thought. We'll see how quickly we can get this done. Callie is in there doing her thing with that big manila folder of paperwork. I don't have a great feeling about this, but it's kind of weird. The gate behind me, people are literally just going back and forth through it. They have it propped up. So people must just go back and forth through this all day long. But we need to have official paperwork for these bikes and for us so we can get into more countries and leave this country properly. All right, so they're telling us that our passports need to be stamped by Mexico over there, and we have to drive back. It's just a few miles, but we have to go back there. Hopefully they'll stamp what we need, then come back here, stop at a building over there, get more stamps, then come back here, and at that point we should have everything we need. We're making our way back down the mountain, trying to find where to get this stamp, and Callie's a little nervous because we never got any kind of a stamp coming into Mexico. They don't stamp anything, and we need a stamp to leave Mexico, so she's just nervous that since we don't have one coming in, that maybe they won't let us have one going out. We are about to find out once we find this building. But positive news here is that they don't close at noon. The person is in the office until 6. Although Callie is telling me right now that there's a well to it. She's in my ear saying that there's a well. Yeah, she's saying her Spanish isn't great. They either close in 6 minutes or 6 o'clock. We will find out. This line is a little bit longer. Hopefully it moves quickly, but it looks like we have a couple of these buses slash taxis that probably brought a bunch of people over from the other side of the border, and they've unloaded them here. So we just have to, by we I mean Callie, stand in that line and hope that we can get this